1,635 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way. As part of this 61st episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy, welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thank you so much for joining me. Special shout out to everyone watching live on this Friday night. If you are watching live, you can go into the live chat and vote for one of the 5 categories that will be part of next week's episode 62, so be sure to do that. If you are not watching live, well, it's time for the rules. They put them up on the screen. They're the same rules as always, meaning if you want to cheat and cheat your way to victory, go right ahead. I couldn't care less. So be my guest in last week's episode 60. It was episode 60. The final Jeopardy category was Fake Celebs, where I gave you a clue about a fake celebrity from a Disney movie or show, and you had to identify who that fake celebrity was. Again, these are celebrities within each Disney film or show's universe. They are not real people or characters in our universe. That makes sense, right? Anyway, you've got 4 other categories headed your way as well, so it's time that you see what they are. Once again, Fake Celebs will kick things off in this episode 61. The second category you'll be playing, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, Night at the Museum. Third category, I have not done enough Star Wars, so here we go with Faceless Star Wars. What is Faceless Star Wars? Well, a lot of people who brought Star Wars to life over the years don't have their faces shown within a Star Wars movie or show. So I will show you an image of someone's face, and you'll have to tell me who they are. They're all pretty important people when it comes to the Star Wars franchise. The fourth category, it's your Disney Parks category of the week, Resort Buffets. Is there anything better than a Disney Resort Buffet? Correct answer is no. So I will give you 5 clues that lead you to one of the iconic buffets that you can find either in a Disney theme park or at a Disney resort. And the fifth and final category you'll be playing, Instruments. A lot of instruments have shown up throughout Disney's feature animation catalog. I will read you a clue about an instrument, and you'll simply have to identify what instrument I'm talking about. Okay, it is time for the easiest round of the game, the Cupcake Round. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each, so hopefully go 5 for 5 and bank 1,000 points under your belt. Let's take a look at the board and kick things off. It is Fake Celebrities to start off, episode 61. In a Goofy movie, Max dresses up as this celebrity and puts on a performance in his school's auditorium. We just did a Goofy movie category a few weeks ago. If you were here for that, you know the correct answer here is Powerline.
If I could make you stop and take a look at me instead of just walking by.
Let's have a Night at the Museum for 200 points. Robin Williams played a wax figure of this former president in the film. Who is Theodore Roosevelt?
Someone call my name.
Whoa.
Theodore Roosevelt at your service.
Teddy, can you get us out of here?
Can't do it, man. This is your moment.
Here comes your first faceless Star Wars human being. There he is, the man behind it all, the creator of Star Wars. Who is George Lucas?
I mean, we call it space opera, but people don't realize it's actually a soap opera. And it's all about family problems and it's not about spaceships.
Hope you're hungry. It's time for our first buffet. It's worth 200 points. Head to Contemporary Resort and take in the passing monorail at this iconic dining location. I don't know if they wave the napkins anymore. I feel like someone told me they don't wave the napkins anymore. Maybe they brought it back. Either way, the correct answer is Chef Mickey's. I love Chef Mickey's. Been going to Chef Mickey's all my life, and it's I feel like it's a Disney World staple. You got to do it at least once. Got to do it once. We move on to the final clue of the cupcake round. It's the easiest clue you'll get from instruments. Louis the alligator from Princess and the Frog is quite a talented musician when he's playing this instrument. Louis is named after Louis Armstrong, and of course he plays the trumpet.
Play it, brother.
So that does it for the cupcake round. Hopefully you went 5 for 5, got 1,000 points under your belt, built some momentum as you get ready to take on this slightly, just slightly, more challenging 400-point round. And once again begins with some fake celebrity. This pop star is responsible for the hit song Try Everything from Zootopia. So if you said Shakira, you are wrong, because Shakira is not in Zootopia. She simply voices a character in Zootopia. And once again, this is a fake celebrity. Shakira is not fake. She is a real human being. The correct answer is Gazelle.
Are you familiar with Gazelle? Greatest singer of our lifetime, angel with horns. Okay, hold on, keep watching. Who's that beside her? Who is it?
Wow, you're one hot dancer, Benjamin Clawhauser.
Love Gazelle, love the dancing tigers, iconic. We move on to the second clue from Night at the Museum. The number of live action Night at the Museum films that were released in theaters. The correct answer here is 3. There is an animated film, I believe, that came out on Disney+. But in terms of live action movies, you had Night at the Museum, the iconic one, that took place right up the block at the, actually, no, that's an answer. That's later in the game. Took place here in New York. The second one was Battle of the Smithsonian, I think, which is in DC. And then what is the last one? Secret of the Tomb? That's it! Secret of the Tomb. So there you go. 3 movies is your correct answer. We move on now. Here comes the second clue in your third category. It belongs to Faceless Star Wars. This man provided the legendary voice to one of the most famous villains in film history, Darth Vader. Well, before he voiced everyone's favorite deceased feline Mufasa, James Earl Jones was the voice of Darth Vader.
And Lucas finally figured out, well, don't be too expressive. I was trying to improve on, improve my performance. He said, no, it's all about a narrow band of expression. If you get too expressive, he seems too human.
I'm getting up for seconds. It's your second clue for resort buffets. The Disneyland Hotel is home to this all-you-can-eat restaurant, one with a specific VIP character in the name. So on the East Coast, you've got Chef Mickey's, and on the West Coast, you have Goofy's Kitchen. I also love how they call it an all-you-care-to-enjoy buffet now, because that's so much sweeter than an all-you-can-eat buffet. All-you-can-eat, that's like a challenge. You go to Golden Corral for the all-you-can-eat, but you go to Disney for the all-you-care-to-enjoy. Yeah, whatever. It's all-you-can-eat. It'll always be all-you-can-eat. We move on. Here comes your final clue of the second round from instruments. The first instrument heard during the I've Got a Dream scene in Tangled. Right when the song begins, you hear an accordion.
I had a dream once.
All right, 10 clues down, 16 remain, but before we get to the third round, check out the wanted FastPass t-shirt for one of the final times. We only have a limited supply remaining, so if you're like me and you reminisce about the good old days when you didn't have to pay the man to skip the line, and hook yourself up with this wanted FastPass tee. It says $10,000, but I feel like some people might even spend more than that to be able to get free fast passes again, though I guess then it wouldn't be free, so it doesn't really. Anyway, either way, we have a few new t-shirt designs coming out in a few weeks that I think you're really going to love, but had to shout out this FastPass Wanted tee before we sell out of them. The link to purchase is in the description below. Okay, we move on to the third round now. It's once again Fake Celebs. This time, though, it's worth 600 points. Miley Stewart's alter ego. Who else but Hannah Montana?
I just want to come right out and say it. I'm Hannah Montana. Huh?
Here comes Night at the Museum's third clue. Jedediah, played by this famous actor, orders for a train to run over Ben Stiller's Larry character. It was a reunion of one of my favorite movies as a kid, Zoolander. The correct answer is Owen Wilson.
Now full speed ahead and ram him! Split his head like a watermelon! Ooh, ow! Crying out loud!
Let's move on to Faceless Star Wars for 600. When Disney acquired Star Wars, this talented filmmaker was tagged with co-writing, producing, and ultimately directing The Force Awakens. By far, not even close, the best film of the Disney trilogy, The Force Awakens, was directed and produced and co-written by J.J. Abrams.
It was amazing to see what George Lucas was able to do in that first movie, and we all really, were striving to recapture that feeling and telling a brand new story.
J.J. Abrams did come back for Episode 9, but that was after Disney made a desperation plea to him after Episode 8 was so horrifically botched. We move on to resort buffets for 6. Step inside this lively Harambe marketplace eatery and graze on a bountiful buffet brimming with African-inspired flavors. The correct answer here is Tusker House. And we finish off the third round with another instrument. The first time Phoebus sees Esmeralda in Hunchback of Notre Dame, she's holding this instrument. She is holding a tambourine. Okay, it is time to take a break if you need it. You're more than halfway through the game. 15 clues with 11 remaining. Hopefully you've stocked up all of your points and you're not going to blow them all on the difficult 800-point round. It's time to find out. We begin with Fake Celebs. Mei Lin might be this group's biggest fan. In Turning Red, she ends up getting to see them at the Sky Dome in Toronto. Could be wrong here, but I feel like they are Disney Animation's biggest boy band, right? The correct answer is Four Town.
I never met nobody like you.
We move on now. Here comes Night at the Museum's fourth clue. The museum the original movie takes place in. I almost spoiled this one earlier. The correct answer is the American Museum of Natural History. Here comes Faceless Star Wars for 800. He wrote and directed The Last Jedi. Look, Rian Johnson is a wonderful director. He did a great job with Glass Onion. He's done a lot of great work over the years, but The Last Jedi remains the biggest disappointment of my entire life. I cannot stand... My apologies. Let's just move on. Here comes something slightly happier. It's a resort buffet for 800. In a recent announcement by Disney, the company informed guests that Aladdin, Mirabelle, and Tiana would be 3 characters roaming this restaurant when it reopens on April 10th. That is less than a week away. Pretty soon you'll be able to meet those 3 characters at 1900 Park Fair. We move on now. Here comes your final clue of the 4th round. It's an 800-pointer from Instruments. Who knew Duchess was a musician? The female cat from the Aristocats plays this instrument during Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. She plays the harp. And I say it every time I include a clue that has to do with Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. That is like 4 different songs blended into one. There's just no cohesion, and yet they just called it one song. And it's a great song. I love Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. Harp is the correct answer again because, yeah, somehow this is the same song as this. Everybody. Makes no sense, but I love it. Okay, it is now time for the most overly dramatic soundtrack infused unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000 point round. Hit it. Get your pen and paper ready for an autograph from your final fake celebrity in the Disney universe. It's a 1,000 pointer from Fake Celebs. This feature animation movie is named after its main character, who is a fake celebrity starring in a TV show named after him. Therefore, name the movie, character, or fake show. They're all the same. Yep, I know this one was a little tricky, and if you didn't guess it correctly, that's fine, because I was trying to trick you all. But the correct answer is Bolt.
Mission accomplished. You saved the day again.
Yep, Bolt is a celebrity dog in his movie who stars in the TV show titled Bolt in the Disney feature animation movie called Bolt. There you go, Bolt is your correct answer. I also love Bolt, very underrated movie. I was watching it, and also Susie Essman's in it. Love Susie Essman, saw her on the street the other day, and she's the best. She plays Mittens, so great job, Susie. We move on to Night at the Museum's final clue. Disney legend Dick Van Dyke played this character, a former night guard and eventual antagonist. He played Cecil.
Oh, don't do that. We're too old for surprises.
Really? I thought you liked surprises. Like how you surprised me with the fact that everything in the museum comes to life at night. That little sweetheart.
Larry, we wanted to tell you. You never would have believed us.
Do you have any idea what I've been through tonight? What? I said, do you have any idea what I've been through tonight, Gus? Keep a lid on her butterscotch.
That does it for the Night at the Museum category. By the way, think about the cast in that original movie. It is insane. Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Rami Malek, Robin Williams, what did I just say? Dick Van Dyke. It's ridiculous. Insane cast. Great movie. We move on to your final faceless Star Wars now for 1,000. Though he didn't provide the voice for the iconic Darth Vader, this actor was the man inside Darth Vader's suit for the majority of the original trilogy. Who is David Prowse?
Super baddie Darth Vader up to no good at all, again in The Empire Strikes Back. David Prowse, how did a West Country boy get to be one of the nastiest men in the galaxy?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Only 2 clues left on the board before Final Jeopardy. Here's Resort Buffets for 1,000. Meet some iconic Disney characters during breakfast and brunch at this buffet, located inside the Grand Californian at Disneyland. What is Storyteller's Cafe? Here comes your final clue of the game before Final Jeopardy. It's an instrument for 1,000. In The Great Mouse Detective, Basil plays this instrument while Olivia begs him to help find her dad. Basil is a little savage. This little girl just lost her dad, and he's just playing the violin like he doesn't care. That's how you play the violin, right? Kind of, whatever. Anyway, violin is your correct answer.
Now will you please listen to me? My dad is gone, and I'm all alone.
Young lady, this is a most inopportune time. Surely your mother knows where he is.
I don't have a mother.
All right, 25 clues down, 1 remains, and it happens to be the 1 clue that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. Let's check out Final Jeopardy in this episode 61. April showers. Okay, it is April, and I had to include an April category at some point. By the way, it's also been pouring rain here in New York, so I was like, I got to do something rain related, and that's exactly what April showers is all about. I am going to show you a few clips from a specific Disney movie where it is raining, and you have to identify what movie the clip is from. Make your wagers on your knowledge of precipitation in Disney movies. Okay, time is up. Now look, I did piece together a few of these clips because a lot of the scenes where it's raining shows the main character of a movie right in the shot, and I don't want to do that because that's too easy. If I show you a picture of Simba walking through the rain, I think you'll know it's the Lion King. So instead, it's more scenic shots where it's raining, but hopefully that doesn't throw you off. Let's check out the final clue of the game. Here's a few clips. All right, good luck. And time is up. All right, here we go. The final correct answer in this episode 61 is Oliver and Company. And that will do it for this episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. I hope you like what you saw, because if you did, can you do me a favor? Can you subscribe? Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. I will see you in a week on next Friday night for the next episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Till then.
Bye-bye.